The status of women in Kenya remains very low. But also, in Africa, you have to look at the cultural practices, because culture is what dictates how women will be viewed, because we are all products of our culture, our socialization, the way we are socialized. And basically, African culture doesn't give status to women until you're very, very old. That's the only time that you're allowed into the circle of elders. When you're old and toothless, that's when they feel that you can contribute. Otherwise, women and children are equated the same.
You see, China has a long history of feudalism. So in the countryside, women still, the traditional idea still have deep root. In some place, women maybe did not regard themselves as a human being.
The role of women in society have always been so well defined. It's very difficult to break through this condition that we are in now. My mom, she was a housewife. She doesn't know how to read. She doesn't know how to write. She only went to 1 or 2 years of schooling. But she knows what is needed in the next generation. So because of that little vision that she had, she's empowered us. And now, from me to my daughter, I have empowered her now to not even think about gender.
CEDPA is the Center for Development and Population Activities. I guess what's most central to how we work is a real belief that women's equality and women's development is really critical for global progress. Because poverty and discrimination really characterize women's lives all over the world, CEDPA's approach is to really work on women's issues throughout their lifetime. So we start with girls' education and trying to increase the number of girls who are able to participate in school and develop programming for those who are not. We then look at issues around women's health and reproduction, and so we're focused on reproductive health and HIV/AIDS as two critical health areas for women. And then we focus thirdly on gender and governance, which tries to increase women's political participation so that their voices are raised in political dialogue and discussions.
So if you can select what were the really most relevant points, and how could you share that with colleagues that didn't
Over the years, we've trained more than 5,000 women through our training programs, both at the national level and at the global level. So it's a very rich network of women from 140 countries around the world who've gone through this training program and who are back in their countries and their communities really trying to make a difference. Here in Washington, we've brought women from around the world to learn and to discuss the issues and challenges that they face as leaders in their countries and in their organizations. We really do believe that the training participants are very much also the teachers. And so we're very, very committed to peer-to-peer learning. We're very committed to experiential learning.
And in the next half hour, we will be taking you on a physical journey into how you can optimize staff performance in your organization.
The methodology that the CEDPA facilitators have used in terms of the interactive style of learning not only appeals to me, but it involves everyone.
And in each group, there's a lot of dialogue, a lot of exchanging of ideas, and you use a lot of props in the way CEDPA trains, You use all your senses.
It is amazing how you can learn from someone from Kenya. And I'm like, Honduras and Kenya has nothing to do with it. But yeah, we have the same problems, we have the same issues. And we all have to work together in order to come up with a better solution.
Also, these site visits have proven to be very productive in terms of linking us with organizations on the ground here in Washington, D.C., as well as New York, who are doing extensive work in various arenas. Because we have 19 countries represented, it is a mini United Nations because there's so much that we have been able to share in terms of approaches in various regions across the globe. So that has been, it's been exciting and it's been very productive.
I would like to see people considering women as being viable leaders. You see, there's no minimum sentencing. Kenyans work hard. Kenya is a beautiful country, and if we harness the resources that we have, I believe that Kenya can set the pace for Africa.
To see yourself as a leader, especially as a woman, I think many people, based on how they're socialized, how they're raised, that is not always something that hits home. And that was like an aha moment for many of us.
I realized that, oh my God, something's wrong here. We think we're democratic, but we're not really democratic.
The leadership component was a very, it was intense, but it took us to the heart of ourselves, and it caused us to really examine, what am I doing to lay the building blocks for the next generation of leaders, especially women leaders.
Chinese people's nature, we seldom look inside ourselves. We just obey the people above you. They ask us to do something, then we just obey. And now I think maybe we should have look inside our heart, what we need, what we want in our life.
Parents worry that when they getting old, they can't support themselves. They want to rely.
But now I think it's very important to start from younger. Girls are women in future, so it's very important.
My grandma was the first woman in the government. She was the Minister of Health. But yeah, with time, it has been becoming more and more common. And this is good because you have another perspective. If you only have men in the government, they only have one side of the picture.
The most consistent thing that we hear at the end of a program is life transforming.
Well, we are the fundraising group, and this is the index for what we'll be presenting.
Not only have they had, as I said, the opportunity to build skills and to build confidence, but they've also developed a wonderful new network of colleagues and friends that they wouldn't have in their own countries and that they now can reach out to, as well as the close relationship that we hope they have now initiated with our organization. There are real successes out there. There are real stories of triumph. There are real stories that would really make all of us feel very good about our investments and our ongoing knowledge about these issues.
CEDPA trains us. We're from different countries, but you know, at the end of the day, we are one. So each of us takes back these skills and we go back home and we work on bringing, implementing our plans, using the skills that we have here, bettering the community. So this community changes and that community changes, and guess what? The world changes.
There has to be a direction of where your company what it wants to do in fundraising. For example, the commitment that each participant brings to the class and also to the work that they do. There's a very strong commitment there to actually assist the community, develop programs to better develop the community that they work in.
CEDPA is internationally known. If you go to some of these countries, ministers, prime ministers, vice presidents are CEDPA alumni. So now imagine saying that you're part of that network. I think it's very powerful.
CEDPA will always be the link, and they have a lot of alumni who've been through not only the Global Women in Management program, but other programs, so we're going to be connecting. The other dynamic thing is that there's a coaching component that's being introduced. So we will be part with women who have achieved in different spheres. We are going to be in contact with them over the next year and really having like a feedback mechanism.
25 women from 19 countries, and they are all leaders and managers of various organizations. I am actually very impressed with the range of program that is being done around the world and that is being led by women.
Before coming here, I was expecting like great women, but I really didn't know what I was gonna see. And they're amazing. They're really changing the world. We have people that are working on the Constitution. We have persons that are working with babies that would die if they didn't have any care, or women that are beaten or abused. So they're really persons that are working in the low but are working very hard, and those are the people that are going to make the difference.
I see that there's going to be a change. There's going to be a shift. So, and change is gradual, it's incremental.
Who will be presenting?
CEDPA will change the world through the people they train.
We think very much we're making a difference in the lives of the women, but that's really not the real message. The real message is that these women are making a difference in the lives of the people around them.